Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for October 17th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, this box we got 2, 4, and 6. We have two 2s here. This 2 looks in as well, placing this 2. These two 2s look down, putting a 2 in one of these 2. Unfortunately, this can be a 2. I was looking at this row, and if this couldn't be a 2, we'd be limited to over here, but for all we know, this is a 2, so we can't do anything with that. 30 more follow-ups? I don't think so. All right, so that was the 2. How about the 4? This 4 looks in here. This 4 looks up. I'm just looking to see if there's another one that joins it, but there's not. Puts a 4 in one of these 2. That points down. This 4 looks up, putting a 4 in one of these 2. Looking at this row, but I don't see anything with 4s. Vertically, we don't have anything for 4. How about the 6? 6 looks in here. Puts a 6 in one of these 2. I think that's it for 6. So the last thing we want to do in this box is we do have this two givens that share a column. And of course, that could also be a row. You just got to rotate it in your head. But these two share a column. And so what we want to do is look at this row and see what's looking through here and see if there's any buddies here. And we do see one. So basically a repeated digit between here and one of these two columns. And the answer is the 3. Does repeat, doesn't have to, but we found one. The reason we look for that is that actually means that that digit is quite limited in this box. It's down to 2 places. I call this a crossing. That's kind of my term. By the way, we have this 3 here, which I didn't notice, but it's kind of my term because these 3s kind of cross each other, and they also cross through these 2 givens that we focused on. So this is a really nice way to discover limited digits in the box. It's a scanning method. But we also have this 3. So if we look, we can actually place 3 in the box. We don't need to corner mark it. These 3s look down, putting a 3 in one of these 3. Okay, I think that does it for this box, although we did place this 3. So is there anything else? Not that I see. We have 5 and 9 looking through. So one thing to take a mental note of is that these 3 cells need to have the 5 and 9 in it. So there's only one other digit that can go there. I do think that means these 2 cells are limited. Because if you think about it, there's not the 4 digits here. It's also not the 5, 9. So just from these highlighted digits, we're down to 3 possibilities in these 2 cells, maximum. So those digits are the 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7 and 8 and not 9. And this can't be an 8. In fact, 8 in this box is limited to these 2 cells. Okay. That does it for this box, I'm pretty sure. This box here, we've got 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. That's quite a bit. We just want to make sure we caught everything. So 5's in one of these 2. 2, 3, 5. The 8. Not quite. And then the 9. We do have 2 9. Oh, we have all 3 9s actually. Anything with 9? All right, but this box is down to 4 digits, so we need a 1, 4, 6, 7. So we know that these are 1, 4, 7. The right one's not a 1. So this isn't a 1, so this is 4, 6, 7. I think this can be any... Oh, it can't be 4, actually, so it's 1, 6, 7. I was going to say it could be any of them, but it can't be that 4. I don't see anything to do with that directly. Let's look at this 2, 3, 5. So we're mostly looking vertically because we should have already seen buddies to the left. 5's in one of these 2. There's no way it's limited in this row. I don't think the 2, 3 do anything. Okay. I think that's it for this top band for now. Let's move on to the next band. We have 3, 5, and 8. So the 3s we got, the 5. Puts a 5 in one of these 2. I don't think the 8 does anything. We have 2 and 9 here. I don't think that does anything in 5 and 6. All right, not very exciting. Hopefully this last band gets us something. We have 2 7s. Doesn't look like it's gonna. We have this 1, 6, and 9. So we do have two ones here. What's a one of these two? The 6 and the 9. All right, so I mean that's it for my initial pass. Like sometimes I'm done with the puzzle before I even finish the initial pass, and sometimes it's like this where I got a couple digits and some markings, and I've almost got nothing down here. There's not even any like good low-hanging fruit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my next pass here. So for my next pass, I'm gonna go row by row, and I'm gonna look for two very specific things. One is, did I make a pair or triple that I might have missed? And then the other thing that I'm looking for is if the row looks limited. So definitely if there's 4 or fewer open cells, I'm going to think about what those 4 digits left are. If there's 5, I sometimes will, depending on whether it just seems like it might be limited. But I like to at least do a quick glance to see if there's any obvious 4s before I start doing 5s. There are no obvious 4s and also no pairs or triples. So we're gonna do the ones with 5. So we need in this row, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, left. And that means there's 5 digits left, and that is the 1, 4, 5, 7, 9. You can see that, I don't know, for me, like 4 digits, I can keep 4 digits in my head. 5 digits in my head is much more difficult. But it's 1, 4, 5, 7, 9. So what I'm looking for is any cell that sees at least 2 of those digits. So this sees a 1 and a 5. So it can't be 1, 5. When we say sees, it's just, a cell sees its row, a cell sees its column, and a cell sees its box. Sees, meaning like you can't repeat there. It's just an easy verb to use for that. Anyway, this cell sees the 1 and the 5. So it's down to 3 digits that aren't the 1, 5, which I totally remember are 4, 7, and 9. All right. 1, 4, 5, 7, 9. Neither of these can be 4. And this also can't be a 7. So this is 1, 5, 9. This really isn't all that helpful. All right. This row's down to 5 as well. We need a 1, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8. I mean, this isn't 4 and this isn't 1. That's not enough. All right. Nothing good there. This is also down to 5. We need a 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 6, 7. So this is 1, 8, 9. 1, 6. This can't be 6 or 7 either. So this is 1, 8, 9. So, I mean, the thing we just found 2 cells that can't be 6, 7. So the natural question is, how many cells can be 6, 7 in this row? Unfortunately, it is 3 cells that can be 6, 7. So we didn't find a hidden pair or anything. That's all we get for that. We didn't really form anything interesting from that. All right. Way too many here, too many here. This is down to 5. Let's take a look. We need a 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. Well, holy cow, look at this cell. Remember I said 2, 3, 5, 8, 9? This sees 2, 3, 8, 9 in the column. It sees the 9 in the box as well. So it's not 2, 3, 8, 9, so it can only be 5. So that's a naked single 5, and that gives us this 5 and this 5. All right, and so this is down to 2, 3, 8, 9. So this can't be 2, 3, so this is only 8, 9. This can't be 8, so this is 2, 3, 9. This can't be 3, so this is 2, 8, 9. And this can be any of them. All right. We didn't quite form something there. I got excited and then not excited. All right, we filled this box row. So that should trigger us to look here. If there's any digits here, the 1, 5, or 7 that isn't placed in the box, then it's going to get limited. But unfortunately, it's only the 7 we already have marked. Anything else with the rows? I'd really love to follow up on this 5 better, but how about this 5? We also got this 5 and this 5. So these 5s do look in. This 5 looks down. So we can mark the 5 in here. So we have all of our 5s except for this rectangle. Okay. I'm going to look at the columns. Let's look at the columns. We're doing the same thing as when we looked at the rows. This is 5. I'm seeing if there's any 4s. Okay, this is 4. So we need a 1, 4, 6, 7. This can't be a 1. So this is 4, 6, 7. Oh, this can't be a 6 either. 1, 4, 6, 7. Nothing. Scanning columns. All right, so there were some columns of 5 left. This column, we need a 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. This can't be 3 or 9. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. These both can't be 7. This can't be 7 or 9. So this is 1, 2, 3. This can't be 7, but it can be everything else. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 7, 1, 7. It feels so close, but it doesn't do anything. This column, we have this one up here as well, so it's down to 5. We need a 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. It's one of those frustrating puzzles. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. I don't see anything. Okay, let's not worry about that then. We did this column. This is also down to 5. Jeez. 1, 4. What did I miss? Oh, 1, 3, 4, 8, 9. These can't be 1 or 4. So these are 3, 8, 9, and that's not a 9. Okay. This isn't a 3. It's not a 9. It's not good enough. All right, that's it for columns. So we did our rows, we did our columns. We found some things, but we're still fairly empty. Actually, this row's down to 5. I should look at that. We need a 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. 3, 4, 7, 9. These aren't 9. 1, 3, 4, 7. So this isn't a 1. So this is 3, 4, 7. This isn't a 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. 1, 4, 7, 9. This isn't 3 or 7, so this is 1, 4, 9. This is like, it's just not finding anything. There must be something I missed. What could it be? Okay, well, the next step of my scanning, as I was about to get to, is to go box by box. So again, I'm looking to see if there's pairs or triples or something I might have missed. But I'm also looking at my quarter marks, and I'm just making sure that I respected them. Like these 5 should point, and these shouldn't be 5. Nothing else in here should be 8, things like that. And we're just going to make sure that everything got penciled properly and the pointing works properly. So these 4s do still point. We know these aren't 4, but only because of the pointing. So is there something special about these not being 4 that I might have missed? This isn't 4 and it's not 1. Yeah, so I missed that this can be penciled because we were down to 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. But it can't be 1, so it's 3, and it can't be 4, so it's down to 7, 9. So it's 3, 7, 9 for what it's worth. Oh, no, sorry, it was the row that was 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. Is this limited? No. Right, yeah, so that's kind of the advantage of the box by box method, is just making sure that what we've already marked is getting respected. So the other thing that we can look for are cells that aren't corner marked in a box with many corner marks. So this here, we know it's not the 4 givens, but we also know it's not the 2 and 7. So that's 6 digits just from the box that it isn't. So it can't be 1, 2. It could be 3. It could be 4. It can't be 5, 6, 7. It could be 8, and it's not 9. So it is all of them, but it's 3, 4, 8. It really doesn't do anything. All right. Let's look at this whole box, which is down to 5. And maybe I can go back to this one as well. Anyway, let's do this first. We need a 2, 3. What am I missing? 2, 3, 6, 8, 9. Right. These aren't 3, and this isn't 9. So 2, 6, 8 is what that is. Holy moly, what's going on with this puzzle? It sure is taking me a while. 4. Anything I might have missed? I can look at this box, but it didn't look promising, actually. We need a 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Okay, so this isn't 2. So it's 3, 4, 7, 8. Nasty. This isn't 7, so it's 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay. So at this point, I've exhausted my normal scans, and we're not even close to done. So I'm obviously missing something, and unfortunately, the thing to do next is to just look for cells, non-traditional limited cells. When I say non-traditional, I mean it's not because of a limited row, for example. It's just got to see a convergence of a whole lot of givens, and it just kind of just takes some scanning to do. So let's see. It would be in a row or column I hadn't already looked at. Something like this was promising, but we already have 5, 9. The 5, 9 is duplicated. So is the 3. So like we don't actually get anything extra. I already looked at that column. So hard to say. I already looked at this column. This isn't 1. It's down to 2, 3, 7, 9. It can't be 1 or 7. This is 2, 3, 9. Let's just make sure. Can't be 1. Could be 2, 3. Can't be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's down to 2, 3, 9. That's 2, 2, 3, 9s. Wow, we have a 2, 3, 8, 9 quad in this box. And I don't think there's a better way to have seen that. This is a naked quad. You could also find a hidden quad over here. We already have the 1s and the 5s marked here. What are the other 2 digits? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The 4 and the 6. Yeah. Yeah, it's not an easy hidden quad to see either, and I don't think there's a simpler way to see this. Actually, there is something you can see here. I didn't see it, and I look for this kind of thing. But let's talk about a few ways that this could be found. So let's talk about the way I found it first. These 4 cells. If I say the numbers 2, 3, 8, 9, that's 4 digits. 2, 3, 8, and 9. If you look at every single cell, that encompasses the whole cell. 2, 3, 8, 9, 2, 3, 8, 9. I might be saying some extra digits, but there aren't any digits in the cell that I didn't talk about. 2, 3, 8, 9, 2, 3, 8, 9. So this is 4 cells. They all have to be different, and they all have to come from some subset of 2, 3, 8, and 9. And so that means that this is where the 2, 3, 8, and 9 will end up in our box, meaning the rest of the box cannot use 2, 3, 8, 9. So one of the obvious things that does is it removes 2, 3 from here and places a 1, because 1's the only option left. But before I do that, there's another thing we could have seen. It's going to have the same result. It's just another way it could have been seen. So we have this 4, 6 and this 4, 6 looking into the box. So none of these cells I've highlighted can be 4, 6. And so within these 3 cells, we need to place a 4 and a 6. Now you'll notice that we also have the 5's corner marked up here. So somewhere in these 3 cells, it is technically true for me to say that somewhere in these 3 cells needs to be a 5, because somewhere in these 2 cells needs to be a 5, right? So, adding the cell doesn't change the fact that within these 3, we need a 5. We also need a 4 and a 6. So 4, 5, and 6 can only go in these 3 cells in this box. And so this is where 4, 5, and 6 go. That's a hidden triple. So you can actually just see 4, 5, 6 like this, and 4, 5, 6 like this once we place that 5. You'll see that 4, 5, 6 can only go here. So that means that this can't be a 1, and that places this 1. And it leaves just 4, 5, 6 in here. So it's the same exact result as applying this naked quad. That's not a coincidence. They're 2 sides of the same coin. So either way, what that does is it places a 1 here, and then it makes this only 4, 5, 6. That's not a 5. So hopefully placing this 1 has a big cascade. So that's 7, and that's 2. These can't be 7 anymore. Now, we got to follow up as best we can. The 2 comes back down. leaving a 3-9 pair here. 3-9 pair removes 3 and 9 from these two. So this can't be 9, so that's 8. And now this can only be 2. The 8 looks up, placing the 8 in this box. Markings are coming in handy at this point. So we have the 3-9, we have the 4-5-6. We got this 8 and this 2. What can I do with all that? Well, this row is down to 3-9 now. And that makes a 3-8-9 triple in this box. Basically, where do 2 and 6 go in the box? They go here. So that's not an 8. This is 2-6. However you want to look at it. That's a 2-6 pair for the column. There's so many things to follow up on. Okay, the first thing I want to notice, though, is that in this box now, actually even within the triple, the 8's going to end up in one of these two. And that points, so this can't be 8. That makes a 1-9 pair here, so this can't be 1. There's almost too much to follow up on at this point, but I'll do my best to scan. We need 6, 7, 8 over here. We know the 8's one of these two. Over here, we're down to 3 digits. We need a 1, 4, 6, it looks like. The 1 can't go here, so this is our 1. That gives us the 9 and the 1 here. Let's clear out these 1s. Way too much to follow up on. That's not a 9. This is 4 or 6. Okay. Now this can't be 9 anymore, and so now 9 in the box only goes there, and that resolves our 3-9 over here. That 9 looks up, not a 3 or 7, or sorry, now down to 3-7. Oof, okay. We do have a bunch of 9s looking in this box. Places the 9 in the box. These 9s look in, putting a 9 in one of these two. All right, this is 5 or 9. 1 in this row can only go here. What should I follow up with? 4's in one of these two in this box. So points down, that's not 4. That makes a 3-7 pair in the row. So this is 1, 4, 9. The 1 can't go here or here, so the 1 ends up here, and then that means this is where the 9 goes. We get the 5 and the 9 here. That places our 5 down here. All right, this is down to 4, 6. In fact, this whole box is 3 digits. 4, 6, 7. Not seeing anything to do with that. Oh, we have this 3-7 pair, so this is known. This is the 4 for the row. That can't be 4 anymore. Well, that's a 3-8 pair. So we're down to 2, 4, 6 here. Only 2, 4 actually. Wow, okay, there's a lot to do. 3 in this box only goes here, so that's our 3, that's our 7. 7 looks in here, placing 7 in the box. That leaves this to be the only place for 8. We get the 4 and the 6. This triple resolves as well, 7, 4, and 6. That can't be a 7. This is only 2 now. We get the 6 and the 2. We get the 4 and the 6. Places the 4 over here and the 4 over here. And where's the last 4? Right here. Places the 7. That's not a 3, so that's 8 and that's 3. That's 8 and 3. This is a 8. What's this column need? 5? No. 6? Yes. All right, that's 7 and 6. Okay, we're just plonking the rest of this puzzle. We need a 1 and a 7. So this is the 1, that's the 7. This row finishes with a 2, and we need 1, 3, and 8. So the 1 goes here, the 3 goes here, and the 8 goes here. Wow. Okay, that had a lot going on. It seems like the key spot was after placing this 5, I don't know when that happened, is to see the 4, 5, 6 here and the 4, 5, 6 here, looking into this box, giving you that hidden triple. Otherwise, you have to pencil a whole lot of random stuff to find this 2, 3, 8, 9 quad, which is not easy to see. But that's how I ended up finding it. But I did take 23 minutes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. Let me know how you did. And if you did enjoy it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.